Since I was little, my father often told me a legendary tale. Remember this, Arhan? As the heir to House Caravan, you mustn't forget this. Though we now dwell in this small, humble domain far from the capital, the Caravans were looked upon with admiration by the whole world only 2 centuries ago. Knights hailed as lords of war, righteous watchers, favored by the king and celebrated by all. A house chosen by the sword, producing swordmasters for generations. And that is how, with great reverence, House Caravan came to be known as the Invincible Guardians.
Arhan, you will one day inherit my palace as the next Lord of Caravan.
You must always stand proud of the blood of steel coursing through your veins. Reclaim the honor and renown of our family name, and stand, once again, as the righteous guardian of these lands. That is the mission we must fulfill. I've always thought those heroic tales of our forefathers were make-believe. After all, it's pretty common for noble families of low standing to embellish their past glories to feel better about themselves. Besides, if the stories were true, why would we be ruling over such a modest village, and spending our days working the farm with the villagers? That's not the only hole in Father's story. For instance, the founding father of our house, the man whose portrait is on display in the main hall, bears absolutely no resemblance to me or father. The great ancestor's sword, kept in the manor as an heirloom, looks way too sharp and pristine to have been forged centuries ago. None of the kingdom's historical records ever mention the founder's name, Liam Caravan. With all that in mind, I've come to a sure conclusion. It was all a lie, fabricated and passed down for generations. For the sake of pride. Young master, are you daydreaming? We're about to have our midday meal. If you don't hurry on over, there won't be any steamed buns left for you, because I'm going to eat them all. What? Wait, but who cares if Caravan isn't a respected noble house? The villagers of Caravan are like family to me, and I really enjoy spending time with them every day. This is the Caravan I love. As long as everything stays this way, I'm happy. What a fool I was, clinging to such naive delusions. I think we've harvested enough for the day, so I'll head over to the market in the other village. I'd better hurry, or I'll be late. I could pick up a few things you guys need. How about an apple for you, Kenny? You're always grumbling about craving fruit. Oh, that would be amazing, young master. Marino, it's your youngest daughter's birthday soon. If one see a cute doll, while I'm there I'll get one for her. Oh my! How did you know? I'm going to be the next Lord of Caravan, remember? I'll be back soon. See you all later. Have a safe trip, young master. We've been truly blessed with Master Arhan. He truly is one of a kind, isn't he? One just worry if his future wife will be good enough for him. All right then. Let's finish up before it gets too late. We must meet with Lord Caravan too. This land must be wiped out. Why you are, must be erased from existence. This can't be. What happened? Please look away, young master. One recognize that voice. You're the butler, are you not? Something isn't right. Tell me this is just a dream. The villagers, all of them, there. A man came here and uttered the words, Caravan must be erased from existence. Just 10 minutes. That was all it took for the mysterious man who had shown up in Caravan without warning. To extinguish the lives of half the village with his cruel blade. 1 a.m. simply following in order. And so, half of Caravan was brutally slaughtered by an unforeseen calamity in the form of a single swordmaster. Amidst this horrible calamity, Arhan and Mother One clung to my only hope. Thank heavens. You are all right. I'm so glad, my son, but as my mother's beauty. Warmth gave me a moment of relief. My son, Jay, was struck with the realization. Why, that the tragedy had only just begun. The swordmaster, who massacred half of Caravan in the blink of an eye, spared my mother and father for some unknown reason, saying, only this, one shall return in a month's time. If you wish to live, leave this land, and take everyone here with you. Why? Why did you do this to us? What wrongs have we ever committed? Just why, I am only following a command. With those enigmatic words left behind, the survivors of the massacre began to depart the village one by one. That was the only way they could continue living, but leaving wasn't even an option for my family. That was because 1 a.m. a great knight, who has slain the evil dragon, the guardian of the kingdom, with blood of steel running through my veins. It is my fated mission to strike down the head of the great evil to come, and once swear to the heavens, my father had crumbled under the guilt. He was the Lord of Caravan, yet failed to protect anyone. I shall not surrender. One have told the butler to prepare a carriage. One want you to leave this land with him and travel as far away as you can. What are you saying, mother? You have to come with us then. Father too. I'm sure we can convince him to come along. Your father won't be leaving Caravan behind. He will wish to face the enemy until his dying breath, as the lord of this land, and as his wife, one shall stay by his side to the very end. Please, mother, don't. Please come with me. Listen to me, Arhan. The tales your father would often tell you are not true, those stories of righteous watchers, invincible guardians. They are no more than lies, disguised as history. Please promise me one thing, Arhan. Swear to me that you will never take up the sword. Swear to me that you will go on living, no matter what. Forget about revenge. Just live your life, only for yourself, and no one else. My lady, the carriage is ready. Then, one leave Arhan in your care. Go as far away as you can before that swordsman returns. Yes, my lady. And no, mother. Come with mother. We must go, young master. Quickly. My dear son, one love you so much. Darling, you don't have to suffer alone anymore. One will be with you in our final moments. Master Arhan, one understand how heartbreaking and miserable you must feel, but you have to overcome this ordeal. That man is a calamity. There is nothing that we regular folks can do to fight back against a force of nature like him. Only by accepting today's tragedy will you truly be able to look toward the future. 1 a.m. certain. Both Lord and Lady Caravan wish that for you. Why, master? There's no way I'm leaving my parents. How could one just abandon them and run away? I will not run. People say that swordmasters have godlike strength, but if shot through the heart, they'll die like the rest of us. I spent the last month procuring some lethal poison. If I just hit him with an arrow, I can save mother. And Fath, how foolish. So you have chosen death, even when mercy
No.
was granted. Anan mother, father, will kill you. Die, you bastard. Kurg, I see you have yet to reach the age of 18. You should thank the gods for your good fortune. I will not take your life. Instead, drown in despair and wither away to your death. The will of Caravan must be erased altogether from these lands. If you try to continue the Caravan lineage, I shall return to find you. And so the Caravan line shall disappear into history. Utterly helpless, I felt. Wretched to my soul. That day, I lost everything. So I thought. Stand with dignity. Arhan Caravan, my noble descendant. A year passed after. I buried everyone I had lost for an entire year. I prepared myself for revenge against the most powerful swordsman of the kingdom. He was known as the guardian of peace and the righteous watcher who strikes down evil. A superhuman, the most brilliant among all swordmasters, Carlos, master of the 10 swords. The name and reputation of the man who stole everything from me were etched clearly in my mind. Everything else, however, was far from clear. Point 50. Why did he kill my family? Class PID 2. Who was the mastermind behind this massacre? What secrets did the Caravan lineage hold? There was one thing, however, that I knew with certainty. The people of Caravan who died in vain that day would never return. But then, something strange happened. Had I lost my mind? After pondering the same questions every waking moment, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Stand with dignity, Arhan Caravan, see. My noble descendant. Before me stood whom I believed was nothing more than a fairy tale, the legendary founding father of House Caravan. I once heard that some people who suffer great psychological trauma will see illusions from time to time, but the man before me is so vivid that it can't possibly be a hallucination. I sense that your heart is perturbed. Do you fear that you have truly lost your mind, or are you too astonished to speak that your ancestor, whom you regarded as nothing more than a myth, has appeared before you? If what is happening right now is not an illusion but reality, then are you truly the founder of House Caravan? I am asking, are you really Liam Caravan, the greatest swordmaster of all time? If you really are the legendary figure from my father's heroic tales, why didn't you appear before? Why didn't you come sooner? Because I needed to see conviction. Revenge is a penance, one that demands you be prepared to cast everything aside. As such, I have watched you every day for the past year, even though you are no doubt aware of how inferior your swordsmanship is. Your tenacity was apparent in the way you refused to give up the sword. I saw the strength of your will, which did not waver, not for an instant. You ask why I did not appear before. The answer is simple. It is because the hatred in your eyes has finally reached the depth I have desired. Also, I find myself no longer able to endure, own urges to tear apart the flesh of the man who ruthlessly slaughtered my beloved children and villagers. Throughout the history of these vast lands, there is one truth that has always stood the test of time. Only a swordmaster can slay another. I'm certain you know this as well, and that is why you have continued to swing your sword like a fool, vowing to avenge your loved ones. However, if you continue to train on your own, you will never be able to match that man's strength. Swordmasters are nothing short of supernatural. They have far exceeded the realm of regular humans. Even those hailed as prodigies never reach such heights. And among such superhumans, that man is the greatest of them all, standing far above the rest. Even during my lifetime in the warring period, swordsmen that strong were exceedingly rare. Today, there is no one capable of slaying him. As time passes, his greatness will only grow. I already knew I had a long way to go before I'd be good enough to face Carlos. But now I'm being told it's impossible to beat him. Deal him. Does that mean all I can do is watch the man who took everything from me become a hero? Am I to stand by completely helpless yet again? But from this moment it all changes. Because I am going to help you become a swordsman even stronger than him, so that you may one day strike down that murderer with the blade of judgment. There is but one way to do that. Only an heir of caravan may walk this path. As the heir to the blood of steel, you must devour my sword. Caravan blood is part dwarf. It was passed down from me, a half-dwarf. The external traits of dwarves do not show, but through blood descendants have inherited a special ability. It allows you to consume bladed weapons, mainly swords, and inherit their former masters' memories and powers, manifesting them as your own. That is the source of the power that has allowed House Caravan to produce swordmasters through generations and achieve great renown. Eating a sword to inherit its powers. I'm aware that dwarves have an affinity for iron and fire, but TV never heard of such a bizarre ability. Everything sounds so absurd. It's also confusing. But the truth will be revealed through the outcome. Hesitation is no longer an option for me. Please teach me how to devour the sword. It's simple. Heat up the blade until it becomes molten, then devour it. Maybe this is a nightmare, and I've really lost it. Maybe this ghost has me under some spell. Still, if there is even a sliver of hope, Indiana, this despair, then I will seize it. Ga ugh. Ah arg clank ah twitch. Turn f. Ugh. Kurd. Remember the reason. I will do it. Even if it kills me, I will get there. No matter